When people talk about the future of Mortal Kombat, one topic always seems to stand out: the Krypt. For years now, fans have been asking NetherRealm to bring it back, and honestly, I understand why. But before we start imagining what the Krypt could become, before we talk about hidden bosses, before we talk about larger maps, and before we talk about community mysteries, I think we need to take a step back, because before we can understand what we're asking for, we need to understand what we lost, what made the Krypt special, why are players still talking about it all these years later, why does it continue to appear in conversations across the future of Mortal Kombat. And that's exactly what this series is about. Over the next several episodes, I'm going to break down what made the Krypt work, what Mortal Kombat 1 lost, and when it disappeared, and when the next Mortal Kombat game can learn from it. In fact, this entire series has already been recorded and will be released nightly at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you're going to want to stick around, because tonight we begin with a simple question: why does the Krypt need to return? Welcome, everyone. My name is The Wave Report. If you haven't subscribed, do so already. Now, I'm going to be introducing a new series to you today called The Krypt, where we're going to be talking about everything Krypt related, the possibilities, and what it could mean for the next Mortal Kombat installment and what to expect. But before we do that, we must take a look at what we have and what we lost with The Krypt. Now, let's begin. The biggest misunderstanding about the Krypt is people think it was just a place to unlock skins. And yes, you can unlock skins. You can unlock gear. You could also unlock artwork. You can unlock fatalities as well. But that's not why people loved it. People loved it because the Krypt gave them a reason to explore. It rewarded curiosity. It made you feel like there was always something hidden around the next corner. You weren't simply earning rewards, you were discovering them. And that distinction matters, because discovery feels different than grinding. Discovery felt exciting, grinding felt like work. The Krypt was exciting. Now I'll tell you this here from a personal memory. The first time I entered the Krypt, it felt like I was playing a RPG game. It felt beautiful. This nice little moon that you see out there was beaming everywhere, and the noise that you hear in the background was just so welcoming, so inviting. I wanted to explore every corner. I was checking out menus, seeing what items I have, everything. It felt good. I did not have to be in a rush down combat fight all the time. I still can enjoy Mortal Kombat while doing some discovering, whether it's new items, collecting some money to buy things, or whatever the case may be. It was really great, especially when I got my first hitting area of being able to unlock, Shang Tsung's little place or Goro's lair or something like that. This caused me to put in a ton of hours. And that's when I realized the Krypt wasn't just another menu. It was something for us fans to dig deep into, exploring, reading the scrolls, reading the weapons, reading the history, having Shao Kahn's hammer, and also playing with this character that we're playing with here. Now, this is something that sets the games apart. When you think about most fighting games like Street Fighter and Tekken and all of that, they follow a system. You fight, you unlock something, you repeat. That's usually the formula. But Mortal Kombat gave players something else. It gave us a world, a place to explore, a place to uncover secrets, a place to discover lore, a place to get lost. The Krypt made Mortal Kombat feel bigger than the actual fighting, and that's important. There's been times where I got on where I just wanted to play the Krypt for like an entire week. Then there was times where I got on and I was like, okay, I want to get in Combat League and I want to smash some stuff. I want to trash talk. I want to have some fun. I want to show off my skill, these new, items that I got, these new intros and things of that nature. Because every great franchise has something unique. And for Mortal Kombat, the Krypt was one of their most unique scrims. And let's just be honest. Listen, if we're being honest, MK11 gave us the best Krypt we've ever had. There, I said it. We had Shang Tsung's Island, Goro's Lair, the atmosphere, the fog, the sound design, the hidden pathways, the puzzles, the locked gates. Everything felt mysterious. And honestly, I was quite scared when I got to the Kaiten Hive and they had those huge bugs up in there. I had to learn that you can use some of the ornaments that you had to like make yourself invisible and all types of stuff. Like, that was very creative of NetherRealm to do that. And it actually made me want to explore more into the Krypt, because every corner felt like it might contain something valuable, which it did. Every discovery felt earned. The reward wasn't just the skin. The reward was finding the skin. The journey mattered, Going in Goro's lair, touching everything when I unlocked it, checking out my favorite Krypt location, which was over there where the ninjas' dead bodies fell. And look here, look in front of you. You see this? This is Shao Kahn's hammer. This is a part of history. It gave me all the information that I needed. Simple as that. Discovery created replay value. That's the biggest thing that I'm trying to get you guys to see. One of the biggest reasons people stayed and engaged with MK11 was because there was always another mystery. There was another secret, another chest, another hidden room, another reward. The game rewarded curiosity, and curiosity created replay value. You didn't log in because a battle pass told you to. You logged in because you wanted to see what you might find. And that difference matters a lot. Now, the Krypt did create community moments. And that was another massive draw for me. It was another win. This is one of the most overlooked parts of the Krypt. The Krypt didn't just exist inside the game. It existed outside the game too. Now, how many of you remember when Ed Boon would post riddles? Not patch notes, not DLC announcements, riddles, cryptic clues, and the entire community would immediately go into detective mode. People rushed to social media. People rushed to their favorite YouTube channel. People rushed into the Krypt. Everybody wanted to solve that mystery first. What did the clue mean? What item was hidden? What secret have we missed? And for a brief moment, the entire Mortal Kombat community was working together. That's special. The Krypt wasn't just content, it was an event. Ed Boon will post something on his Twitter and say some riddle like such and such and such Chronica. And then you would have to go find it, and you would find this Chronica orb, a secret orb that gave you rare skin, a lot of money, or things of that nature. And plus they had small mini games within the map where if you touch some of Chronica's orbs on the wall, you could rewind time to reset those treasure chests. It was just so many different ways that you could do things, as well as being able to collect souls. Now, when it came to the community's reactions, I watched people on Twitter, aka X, communicate with each other. Hey, did you find it? Where was it behind? Again, they were going to their favorite YouTubers who were showing them exactly where it was. It generated a lot of content for YouTubers and a lot of traffic on Reddit and social media. And that was really, really dope. Anytime I seen it, I would rush home from work and immediately turned my game on because I wanted to get whatever it was before it disappeared, you know? So in other words, I'm saying the Krypt created content, not just for NetherRealm, but for the fans, the diehard fans, the YouTubers, the screamers, the media. Everybody ate off that. The Krypt generated content naturally, is my point. Every secret became a video. Every Easter egg became a discussion. Every hidden room became a guide. Every clue became a theory, and the content created itself. YouTubers didn't have to think too hard. The Krypt wasn't just about keeping players engaged either. It was keeping the entire community engaged. I'm talking players, streamers, YouTubers, developers. Everyone was participating in the same hunt, is my point. Now, what did Mortal Kombat 1 replace it with? Mortal Kombat 1 arrived, and instead of us getting the Krypt, we got Invasions. Now, to be fair, I don't think Invasions was a terrible idea per se. It needed a crap ton of tweaking and a crap ton of content because it instantly got repetitive. We'll talk about that in another video. Now, I understand what NetherRealm was trying to accomplish, but the problem is that Invasions replaced something much bigger, and that's the Krypt. The Krypt was built around exploration. Invasions was built around progression. The Krypt felt like an adventure. Invasions felt like a checklist. The Krypt rewarded curiosity. Invasions rewarded completion. Those are two completely different experiences. My first impression of Invasions was, okay, let's see where this goes. That's all that was. Got bored of it pretty quickly, left it alone because something felt missing, and it was being able to explore. That's why it never captured the same feeling for me that it captured from the Krypt. Now, moving on. What the next Mortal Kombat should do, if I'm being honest, and here's where things get interesting, I don't think NetherRealm should simply copy Mortal Kombat 11's Krypt. I think they should evolve the idea. Imagine a larger Krypt. Imagine hidden boss fights, rare unlocks, character-specific quests, community-wide mysteries. Imagine puzzles that take thousands of players to solve. Imagine secret fatalities as well. Imagine discovering hidden content with your friends. That's where I think the next Mortal Kombat game should go. Not just more content, more discovery, because discovery creates memories. So here's my conclusion. At the end of the day, the Krypt was never just about opening chests. It gave players a reason to stay. It gave players a reason to explore. It gave players a reason to talk. And most importantly, it gave Mortal Kombat something that no other fighting game truly had, a sense of mystery. That's why I don't think the Krypt simply deserves to return. I think it needs to return, because if the next Mortal Kombat wants to keep players around longer than Mortal Kombat 1 did, the answer may not be another DLC character. It may not be another cameo. It may not even be another story expansion. The answer might be bringing back the one feature that made players feel like there was always one more secret waiting around the corner. But check this out. The Krypt wasn't the only thing MK11 did better than MK1. Because if we're being honest, the replay value conversation doesn't stop here. In the next episode, we're going to talk about something just as important. Why Mortal Kombat 11's customization system was better than Mortal Kombat 1. That topic is going to be even more controversial. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the next conversation. Like, comment, and subscribe.